Trust, a vital aspect of high-performing teams. Yet there is a very specific form of trust, very different than the one that we know, and that is called swift trust. Now, swift trust is a form of temporary, role-based trust, which develops rapidly in newly formed teams, especially those which are brought together for like short-term, high-stakes tasks. It doesn't rely on past interactions or deep personal relationships. Instead, swift trust emerges from shared goals, defined roles, and structured collaboration. Swift trust is not emotional trust, meaning I feel safe with you. Not at all. It is also not history-based trust. Basically, I know I can count on you. Instead, it's what we call a functional type of trust, and that is, I trust you to play your part because we are part of the same system, and the system says you are here for a reason. And that's the functionality part of it. We know from neuroscience and industrial psychology research that swift trust is very much driven by three important elements. Number one is cognitive heuristics, which are the shortcuts the brain uses to assess reliability quickly. If someone has the right role, demeanor, and signals competence, our brain immediately defers judgment until proven otherwise. So that's the first one. The second one is structure as a proxy for trust. And this comes into play because the more structured the environment, clear roles, shared objectives, and so on, then the more our brain outsources trust to the system instead of the individual. And you can see why this is so important, because we put our trust in the system and not in individuals per se. And the third one is what we call suspended skepticism, because team members will automatically assume competence and reliability until there is evidence to the contrary. And do you see how different and opposite this is from what we call earned trust, which starts with skepticism and builds confidence over time? Another aspect that we need to mention about the swift trust is that it is granted by default until someone violates expectations. Therefore, it's very fragile. If a team member doesn't deliver, swift trust collapses, and it collapses way faster than traditional trust. Very important, leaders who actually understand swift trust and know how to operate with it possess an outstanding tool for working with their teams. Of course, we covered this and more during our leadership and executive programs focused on high-performing teams and the neuroscience of organizational change. So just get in touch with us. Let's have a conversation.